Who messed up the most in the Cell arc? We'll cover everyone's mistakes and see who did the worst. The first mistake is Piccolo when he fights Cell after fusing with Kami. He was clearly the stronger one in the fight, but he proceeds to get so shocked that Cell is preparing the solar flare. Piccolo, Trunks, Krillin just stand there and don't even try to stop him. Krillin, at least do something, you know the move. And Piccolo, you just had the confidence and brain cells after fusing with Kami. What happened? But I don't know where they went because he processed everything so slow. So Cell ends up getting away. So that's the first mistake. Piccolo could have ended the arc right there. And Vegeta was just going through it this arc. First he got his arm broken by 18, and while he's crying about it, he shows up to Piccolo being stronger than him. He thought he was invincible after getting Super Saiyan. When you actually think about it, 18 humbled him harder than she kicked him. Yeah, they made him a cheerleader this arc. And while we're on the topic of disrespect, look at Krillin. Now I said this when 19 and 21 caught Yamcha lacking, but when these strong villains are around, why do they travel alone? That's like splitting up in a horror movie. Look, he knocked Krillin's head through the plane, made Krillin look like a kid that got his head stuck. I mean, he has the height, so the next mistake is again Piccolo. So the androids show up and Piccolo has two options. Kill one of them and Cell can't reach his form, or convince them to fight Cell. So Piccolo decides to fight Android 17. And this was a good fight, they were both throwing hands. But all Piccolo had to do was go all out from the beginning and maybe win. And you can't say I'm on Piccolo's heels because he stops midway and talks with 17. He should have known Cell would show up at some point stronger. And to no one's surprise, that's exactly what happened. Cell showed up not only stronger, but straight humbling people. 17 had a big ego, so he kind of deserved getting beat. Piccolo tried to use the ultimate move, but it just gave Cell a bad. He didn't chase Piccolo out the ring, and honestly, can't say he didn't ask for that. Lesson learned to never let Piccolo be the strongest Z fighter. So the next is Vegeta's mistake, and the one people argue to be the worst. So Vegeta comes out of the time chamber and confronts Cell. Now remember, Vegeta is feeling himself at this point. His confidence is probably boundless. The moment he gut punches Cell, he instantly starts talking crazy. The one thing you can't lie about Vegeta is he knows how to talk. He did humble Cell. So while all of this is going on, we have Krillin's mistake. Another one people argues to be the absolute worst mistake. So all Krillin had to do was sneak up and while they're off guard, press a button. Yes, you heard it right, press one simple button. He probably had the easiest task in Dragon Ball history right there. Remember, if Krillin presses this button, Cell can't reach his perfect form. But he starts thinking about when Android 18 kissed him. The moment we saw that, I'm pretty sure every viewer knew he was too far gone. He gets closer and if he just presses the button at this point, he can destroy her. He starts telling himself to destroy her over and over again. Did think she's cute right after, yeah, just drop the controller. Krillin just let the entire solar system down with that. He even destroyed the controller and then proceeds to start blushing when she looks. This scene was even worse than I remember it. While all this is going on, Vegeta starts trying to help Cell achieve perfection. And spoiler alert, yeah, he got perfect form. Two of the biggest fumbles in history right there. He made Vegeta a warm up at that point, crazy. So now with the recap over, we can actually go over who made the biggest mistake. First, Piccolo, he had two chances, one where he could have just simply ended the arc, but he had to try and be the smart guy letting his power get to his head. The fact that he just stood there when Cell was preparing the solar flare. And the other chance wasn't that bad, beating 17 fast isn't something he could have done, but he should have been aware that Cell would show up at some point since that was his goal in the first place. Seeing that solar flare did something to his brain cells. So yeah, that's it for Piccolo. Remember, he can never be the strongest Z fighter again. Next is Vegeta. He had one job, and that job was to finish off a Cell he was way stronger than. But he lets him reach his perfect form and then proceeds to be Cell's warm up. Clearly a contender for the biggest mistake. And last but not least for sure, Krillin. All you had to do was press one button. Maybe take Android 18 away, easily destroy her. But no, he put the entire universe at risk for that android, you know what. And the blushing made it worse. I don't know what went through his bald Dragon Ball licking head. Now the one who made the worst mistake was Krillin. Now, I know Piccolo and Vegeta's was just as bad, but if I had to choose, it would be Krillin by a tiny bit. Just because of how simple his job was. Vegeta did go out his way to help Cell, but putting that android you know what before the universe is just crazy. At least Piccolo and Vegeta have their reasons and excuses, but Krillin, there's no excuse for defending that, I'm sorry. With that being said, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and sub. The goal is 10 likes in this video and 1k subs in general. Comment who do you think messed up the most, I'm curious. And with that being said, more anime is out.